Job passed the first test, loss of possessions and children. Now the question sharpens. What happens when suffering enters the body and daily existence itself becomes agony? Okay, the scene returns to heaven. Once again, the sons of God presents himself, and again appears Satan. God repeats his assessment. He still maintains his integrity, though you incited me against him to ruin him without cause. This is critical because Job's suffering is explicitly called without cause. Satan counters with a sharper accusation, skin for skin. A man will give all he has for his own life. What is the claim? Job endured loss because his body wasn't touched. Attack his health and faith will collapse. God permits the test with the boundary. Very well then, he is in your hands, but you must spare his life. Even extreme suffering operates under divine limits, okay? Then Satan strikes Job, painful sores from the soles of his feet to the crown of his head. Job sits among ashes, scraping himself with broken pottery. This is total humiliation because physical agony, ritual uncleanness, and social isolation. Suffering now invades every moment of consciousness. Job's wife speaks only once in the book. Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die. Let me read with a woman voice. Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die. This is not carnal villainy. It is raw despair. She has lost her children, lost status, lost security, now watches her husband decay. Grief can sound like unbelief when hope is exhausted, right? So then Job responds gently but firmly. You are taking life, a foolish woman. You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept God from good? God, not trouble. The narrative concludes. In all this, Job did not sin in what he said. Important nuance. Job does not say suffering is good. He says God is still God. Okay, faith does not require likening suffering, only refusing to curse God. Okay, three friends arrive: Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar, and when they see Job, they don't recognize him. They weep, tear their robes, sprinkle dust on their heads. Then they do something rare and right. They sit with him 7 days and 7 nights and say nothing. Why? Because they saw how great his suffering was. Silence is often the highest form of compassion, right? So, what are the key lessons from this chapter? The first one is suffering can be truly undeserved. God Himself affirms Job's innocence. Second lesson, God limits suffering. Even Satan cannot cross divine boundaries. Third lesson, physical pain changes the nature of suffering. It becomes constant and inescapable. Fourth lesson, grief may speak wrongly. Job's wife speaks from despair, not malice, okay? Fifth lesson, faith restrains the tongue. Job still refuses to curse God. Sixth lesson, presence matters more than words. The friends are never better than when they are silent, okay? So Satan, in this chapter, summarizing, Satan challenged Job's integrity again, claiming that physical suffering will break his faith. God allows Job's health to be struck but spare his life. Job is afflicted with painful sores and sits in ashes, scraping himself in misery. His wife urges him to curse God and die. But Job refuses, acknowledging that God remains sovereign in both blessing and suffering. Three friends arrive, and recognizing the depth of his pain, sit with him in silence for 7 days. The chapter ends before any explanations begin, with compassion expressed not through answers but through presence.